people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy.
Okay, we'll start with this. Amanda Serrano and Scotney in the sights of world champion Nina Meinke. Fresh off of her comeback win following back surgery, she's now aiming for bigger fish to fry. Nina will be a keen observer when Scotney takes to the ring this Sunday, but she also isn't giving up on a blockbuster showdown with Amanda Serrano just yet. The German fighter is the reigning IBF featherweight world champion, having successfully retained her title against Diana Vargas last month. Meinke had been due to face unified featherweight world champion Serrano in March of 2024, before the fight was cancelled when the Puerto Rican was sidelined due to an eye injury. While Serrano has been linked to a potential retirement, Meinke still has hope of pursuing their unfinished business. She may yet get the opportunity, because Amanda's not retired yet. Scotney is promising an all-action performance against Mayeli Flores and says if she's victorious, her eyes are on Amanda Serrano next. Oof. I want Amanda Serrano, she told Sky Sports. It's on my list. They promised me the fight. I think I still deserve it. I was there 2 years ago in Puerto Rico. The fight got canceled. There are another 2 belts that I want. So we're in a different position right now as well than 2 years ago. So we're both for the 2 titles. I think this is a fight that people would want to see as well. They promised it when they canceled it that I will get the fight. Still haven't heard it yet. So I'm definitely knocking on that door. Meinke became world champion in September of 2024 when she beat Daniela Bermudez to claim the IBF title before securing a unanimous decision win in their rematch last May. Lewisham Scotney could yet enter the fold were she to move up in weight following Sunday's undisputed super bantamweight clash with Mexico's Mayeli Flores. Yeah, I think Ellie's gonna move up in weight, win or lose. I expect her to win, but even if I got it wrong, I expect her to leave the super bantamweight division because she's already been there a long while. The promoter will have to decide on a potential Scotney fight, but we'll have to see first, said Meinke. I'm going to watch her fight. I want to be in to check on that, but I think we will have to see now. Obviously for me, Amanda Serrano is the girl, the woman I want to fight first. It's because of the purse. Before Nina Meinke was a champion, had a belt of her own, when she was going to fight Amanda, MVP paid her well for the fight. She's thinking, now that I've got a belt of my own and I'm a champion going in, maybe I can get a little more. Meinke maintains that Serrano remains the priority for now and is keen to continue fighting at 12 3-minute rounds. Yeah, she's been doing that for her last 2 or 3 fights, and it's because of what I told you. It's for preparation to face Amanda. It wasn't just to keep up with the Joneses and do what's trendy. It's for Amanda. The 33-year-old notably fought Irish Katie Taylor in April of 2017, losing via a 7th round stoppage to miss out on the vacant WBA International lightweight title. Taylor has been victorious in all 3 of her meetings with Serrano in one of the greatest rivalries in women's boxing history. I've reached my goals, said Meinke. I always wanted to become a world champion. I've managed to do that 1.5 years ago, so now I'm a double world champion. We fought the 12 threes. We started with a big movement. The next plan is to get more belts, and it's a Serrano fight, definitely. That's like the biggest fight that I can get in the featherweight division. She mentioned something about fighting Tiaria Brown as well. We're going to try to get into negotiations with them and see what they say. If she wants to fight Tiara next, or if it's me, it'll likely be Nina. I can't see a real reason why Amanda wouldn't give Nina that opportunity. They have an amicable relationship. They've successfully negotiated a fight before. I think they can do it again. If they do, I believe that Amanda beats her. I believe that Amanda outworks her. Becomes a 2-time IBF featherweight champion, that's what I think. But if by some chance the fight between Amanda and Nina don't happen, there are other fights. Scotney. So it's looking more and more like beyond Sunday, Ellie's gonna move up. I saw a featurette where Scotney said as much. Sunday's fight will likely be her final fight as a super bantamweight, and afterwards she'll move up. Nina Meinke would be the ideal opponent for the newly crowned undisputed champion, and being honest, I think that Ellie Scotney beats her too. I mean, I like Nina, but I think that Amanda beats her. I think that Ellie Scotney beats her. Tiara might also, but perhaps the Tiara Brown fight is a little bit more even than the other fights because Tiara's older than Amanda, older than Ellie, and older than Nina. 37 years old. To Nina, who is 33. Light on her feet, very agile. In many ways, so is Tiara, but like I said, she is the older fighter in the fight. Recently signed to MVP. Making a fight between her and Nina, a unification match. Entirely doable. In the event that Amanda doesn't give Nina the time of day, Tiara might. And so Nina Meinke is back. All the way back. Fresh off her successful title defense. Eyeing bigger fish to fry. You love to see it. Now it's time for another installment of what has fast become one of the most popular segments here on the channel, Ring IQ Hate Mail! Guy who goes by the name Carl Brown, reacting to my recent upload of the court video that shows Gervonta Davis storming into Tootsie's and putting his hands on this broad. Carl reacted by saying the whole video is weak, like y'all are treating this like it's an unalive case. Damn, the hate for Tank is real. What's weak is the argument that you just tried to make in his defense. Nobody said he unalived anybody. Nobody said he killed anybody. They said he showed up at this broad's job and he put his hands on her. And that's what the video shows. I've noticed how many people have chosen to defend Tank Davis's actions, Carl Brown among them, when it's indefensible. According to the victim, she and Tank had already broken up a month prior to the incident, so he actually had no real reason to be there. When you stormed through her place of work and put your hands on her hair, put your hands on her neck, guided her down the corridor, down through the kitchen, through the stairs. Where were you gonna take her? To the parking lot, seemingly in the direction of your vehicle. Where were you gonna take her? And when you got there, what were you gonna do? This is not a hard case to make. It's not difficult, so I don't really understand what's lost on Carl Brown. Maybe the letter of the law is easier for some people to understand than others, and that's why some others have so many run-ins with the law. Maybe. Because they either don't understand it, or they don't want to. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. It isn't hard to understand, unless you're a degenerate, accustomed to seeing degenerate behavior and being a degenerate yourself. Committing degenerate behavior, you look at that video and you don't see anything wrong. It's lost on you. But bear in mind that this Carl Brown guy, he's got a daughter. I wonder how comfortable he would be with his daughter's ex-boyfriend storming into her place of work and doing the exact same thing that Gervonta Davis did. What would his reaction be then? Or is defending Gervonta Davis more important than upholding a moral code? Some people don't have any morality. To suggest that they do is a joke that even they would laugh at. Even they think it's funny. The sick joke is that I believe this is a byproduct of a lot of men who were raised by a lot of women, in the absence of a lot of men. A lot of fathers. No control over their emotions. Fly off the handle at the drop of a hat because they've got the temperament of their mother, and that's who they mimic. They grow up to be. That's Gervonta. The men defending him are just like him, capable of the same violence in varying degrees, and they, like their mothers, are standing by their man. That's who they grow up to be. Male version of their mom. I will not attempt to appeal to Carl's intelligence, reason, sense, and sensibility, as I believe that he has none. I got a daughter too. How okay do you think I would be if my daughter's ex-boyfriend showed up at her job and did to her what Gervonta did to this girl? I got sisters too. Do you? How okay would you be if your sister's ex-boyfriend showed up at her job and did to her what Gervonta did to this girl? Stop with the rhetorical questions. This guy ain't got no sensibility to appeal to. I forget. Individuals like this come from a chaotic environment they seek to spread like a virus. This mentality that, oh, it wasn't so bad. Should we wait up until it gets bad to do something about it? Till she's got a broken jaw, a few broken ribs, maybe a collapsed lung, that he didn't close his hand and hit her, or that he didn't kick her. Should we wait up until he does before we call it battery? Thankfully, the fabric of society and what holds it together aren't your loose morals. You have no morals. The ties that bind and the opinions that matter are not opinions like yours. It's the truth. The laws themselves are not a reflection of who you are. The laws were designed to protect women from people like you who don't think it's that bad that you show up at somebody's job at 3, 4 in the morning and take it upon yourself to put your hands on him.
Oh, but he didn't unalive her.
Oh, is that what it's gonna take before you call it what it is?
I saw Fanon! That fucking head case.
Reacting to the story by saying, just to be a resentful asshole, like you guys, let me point out that Tiger Johnson got assaulted by a mob of paid thugs, punched to the face, chest, kicked, while being restrained on the ground by a convicted felon.
I'm sorry, is he likening this woman to Tiger Johnson?
He should sue Bill and Devin for false imprisonment, kidnapping, and battery. It's all on tape. If Tank's gotta go, they gotta go.
So let him go. I mean, I don't have the affinity for either Bill or Devin that you have for Gervonta. Is this the best you can do?
Likening a man engaged in a fisticuffs, a fist fight, to a woman? See, that's the problem with guys like you, Fanon. It's a problem with guys like Carl Brown, too.
Think you're women.
For some reason, you guys think you're competing with women with the same entitlements as women. It's prevalent among you because many of you were raised by women.
And thus you behave like women, not men.
See, the man!
A man!
Has to control himself because he knows he's got to be the grown-up. He's the one's got to be better because he's the one with the power.
He's not a woman.
You don't understand that concept. Nobody taught it to you. Wasn't a man around to do it. Children are sponges for what is in their surrounding environment. So if you come from a dysfunctional one, you will reflect that dysfunction.
If you got an ain't shit mama, you're gonna grow up to be an ain't shit son.
You ain't shit. So the idea that you degenerates are gonna come here to my channel and tell me that what Tank did isn't that bad.
Not that bad to a degenerate.
Who do you think this ain't shit behavior appeals to except other people that ain't shit?
Oh, but she provoked him.
So what the fuck is he, a child? Is he a toddler that he can't control his emotions and keep himself in check? Last I checked, he's a 31-year-old man.
Stand by your man.
Like your mother would do. That's what you're doing. And that's all you're getting across to me when you try to defend him. As any man, any actual man, with women in his family, a daughter, sisters, aunties, a mother.
They're not gonna want some ex-boyfriend putting their hands on him in any capacity, in any degree.
Miss me with the bullshit. It's not hate of Tank. He's not important enough to my day-to-day comings and goings that I should hate him. It's that you love him. These guys that grow up mirroring their mother, as that was the father figure for them, don't you notice they all got these effeminate tendencies?
Don't you notice they're all bipolar? Just like abroad. All sorts of mood swings.
That's it. That's why you're like that. And that's why you think this shit is okay. So, miss me with the bullshit.
I think Xander has more to lose here, you know? Not that Ennis doesn't have a lot to lose. It's, you know, in a fight of this magnitude, there's a lot to lose for both guys, and there's a lot to gain for both guys. But I think Xander has more to lose, and but also more to gain.
I agree on everything you said, except for the fact that the point that Xander has more to lose, because he's already been a two-time champion at 54, unified WBA, WBO, and what was the other one? And the WBA. But if he loses, I think he just moves up to 160, and 160 is a wide-open division, and I think he can do a lot of really good there. Listen, a loss is never a good thing. It's risky for both fighters, but guess what? This is boxing. We guys taking risks when they're young. Xander's 23 years old.
That's why I don't think he's the one that's got more to lose here. He's the young one with more time to rebuild, to where if he did lose to Boots Ennis, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I don't think the Puerto Rican boxing fans are quite as critical as the American ones.
It's the Americans that are obsessed with the unbeaten, unblemished record, ready to trash and castigate any fighter if they fumble, if they are anything less than perfect. That's the Americans.
Not the Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans, if you know anything about them, are fiercely loyal to where if Xander were to lose in late June, they would not abandon him. And what else I didn't hear Paulie Malignaggi or Chris Algieri address is that Xander's only 23 years old.
They addressed that. They said that.
Not in the context where Jaron Ennis, who's been built up quite a bit, would have lost a fight to a 23-year-old. I understand Top Rank's done a good job of building up Xander Zayas, but Xander's not the one with all the hyperbole surrounding him. Xander's not the one who attached his name to another fighter as a means of promotion.
That's Boots.
Do you think the Crawford fans, and there are still a lot of them out there, forgot what Jaron Ennis and Bozy Ennis and Showtime tried to do? They tried to bill Jaron Ennis as the new and improved Terrence Crawford, the anti-Crawford. That was a big part of their marketing strategy while he was on Showtime.
Where Top Rank didn't do that with Xander Zayas. They didn't use some other fighter's name to promote Xander. They just put him in the ring and let him go to work. The rest took care of itself. He doesn't have the hype around him that Jaron Ennis has had for a long time now.
If Xander lost to Jaron Ennis, you could always respect him for being so young and taking on that challenge at only 23 years old, where you're still laboring and languishing to get an older Virgil Ortiz to do the same thing.
You could always respect Xander for easily taking on the fight that Virgil didn't take, even if he loses.
He has that to fall back on, but if Boots loses, what does he have to fall back on? I don't think it's the end of the world for either fighter if they lose, but if the question is, who has more to lose?
Boots. He's the one that's been built up. He's the one with all the hype around him. He is the older fighter.
He's close to 30 years old, where Xander Zayas, he really hasn't peaked yet.
Not at 23.
A man doesn't typically peak and reach his physical prime until somewhere in between 25 and 35. Xander's a ways out from that.
I wonder if that, I'm telling you, I don't get it. I don't get it. Usually TR is real, like, picky with this shit, man. I don't know. Basically what I'm saying to y'all is that this ain't normal. When you got a superstar that could be a potential super duper star, like this dude, the Puerto Rican, descent, the next this, the next that, you gotta be selective. This shit right here is not being selective. Like, nobody couldn't talk your ass out of this, Xander Zayas. This the road you want to go on? Okay. All right. Hey, I respect it. I respect it because this is the way boxing should be. You want to test yourself against the very best. And he's willing to do it, man. He's willing to do it. So, look. My money on Boots. That's my prediction. My money is on Boots. You know, Boots about to show the hell up, man, and he about to show that. I'm telling y'all, this match right here is gonna show what everybody been talking about with Boots, man. Everybody, including myself, on how talented this dude is. He gonna level the fuck up on this one. I'm telling y'all. Because if he don't, Daddy Die's gonna whoop his ass.
Timothy's reaction to the fight's announcement accents what I just told you. Boots is the one with all the hype around him.
Didn't you hear what he said? That Xander Zayas wants to prove himself and he wants to fight the best. But my question is, what did Boots do to be the best at 154? If anything, he's the one with something to prove at that weight. But that's not the perception.
So that if Boots is the one that loses, he's not what you thought he was, what you made him out to be, and for him, it'll be harder to recover, whereas
Xander's young enough that he can take a loss. If you're already not expecting him to win, you won't be surprised when he doesn't.
As stated, even though Jaron Ennis just arrived at junior middleweight, the perception is that he's all this, and he's all that, already. All the hype is around him. He's the one that's got to deliver. In my opinion, he's the one with more to lose.
A loss wouldn't be good for either of them. But Xander can afford it just a little bit more than Boots can.